Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Pharmacy Tech Love. This is where you're learning everything that you need to know about how to be a pharmacy technician. Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Pharmacy Tech Love. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell. That way, whenever I upload a video, you will be right here to watch my newest upcoming video. So, if this is your first time visiting my channel is mainly just to help future pharmacy technicians kind of find their way, or just to help future pharmacy technicians that actually want to get certified. Now, if you would like to become a certified pharmacy technician, I will leave the link. I normally leave it in the comments of the video. I'll pin it there, or either I'll put it in the description as well. But if you are serious about becoming a pharmacy technician, you can definitely click that link. If you still have questions, you can email me. Everyone emails me at pharmacytechlove@gmail.com. Some people have questions about the website that they just may not understand, and I'm absolutely fine with that. Also, I have actually reached out to a company. I'm not going to say who it is just yet, but I've reached out to them to just see if I can gear you guys toward their platform, because I have been using this platform probably since 2000 and let's see, I started teaching in 2014. So I didn't notice their platform until maybe around 2016. So I've been using that platform for a while, and it's wonderful. I use it every night in class. So I actually reached out to them just to see if I can start kind of letting you guys know about it and see if you guys like it. So anywho, so today we're going to be going over Roman numerals. It's very important in the pharmacy that you know Roman numerals. I have not had the opportunity to have the need to work with Roman numerals, but for some reason, you do have to know that in order to pass your PTCB exam. It will be in there somewhere. So you have to know what each Roman numeral represents. So that's actually what I'm going to teach you today. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so as I said, we are going to be adding and subtracting Roman numerals. And I'll try to see if I can throw some division and multiplication in there, but it's pretty much the same thing. So if I don't throw any multiplication or division in there, just know, like I said, it's the same thing. All you have to do is multiply and divide. But the first thing that we need to talk about, you guys, it is a must that we discuss this, is the rules to adding and subtracting Roman numerals. So let's go through these 4 rules. So I'm going to kind of step out of the way so I can read these off to you. So the first rule, Roman numerals are never repeated more than 3 times in a row, okay? So if you have an X, you can only repeat that X only 3 times, okay? So that's rule number 1. If you need to write these down, take notes, do whatever you need to do. Rule number 2, when a smaller Roman numeral or numeral follows a larger numeral, their values are added together. So basically, if you have a larger Roman numeral and a smaller Roman numeral, those will be added together, okay? Excuse me. So when a smaller Roman numeral comes before a larger Roman numeral, the one with lesser value is subtracted from the larger one, okay? So say, for instance, you have a 5 or a V that represents the number 5, and then you have an X that represents the number 10. So it would be 5 and 10. Now, because you have a smaller Roman numeral that comes before a larger one, the one with lesser value will be subtracted from the larger value. So 5 minus 10 is 5, but we'll work out a few, just in case you didn't catch that. And then the last one is, when a Roman numeral of smaller value, okay, comes between 2 numerals of larger value, you subtract, then you will add, okay? So basically, if I have, say for instance, I have an X, a V, let me get up here where you can see me. Say for instance, I have an X, which represents 10. I have a V that represents 5. Then I have another X that represents 10. So it'll be 10, 5, and 10. You are going to take care of the last two, which will be the 5 and the 10 on the end, because those two you can subtract. But I will show you because I feel like you really just don't understand exactly what I'm saying just yet. So let me get all of this erased and let me put some examples up here, and I think you'll understand it a little bit better. So let me get all this done. Okay, so let's get back into it, okay? I had to start my camera over. All right, so let's look at our cheat sheet that we have here. We have L, these are the Roman numerals, and these are the numbers that they are going to represent, okay? All right, so L equals 50, C equals 100, D represents 500, M is 1,000, X is 10, V is 5, and I is 1, okay? I remember growing up and we had a grandfather clock in my grandmother's living room, and I remember these right here. Okay, but definitely these were not on the grandfather's clock because these numbers are not going to represent time. Okay, as far as on a grandfather clock. Okay, so you're going to have to think of something that's going to help you remember this, okay? So mine was let's come date man. But I can remember this little easy stuff. One of my students said let's see the money. And I thought that was a really good one. Okay, so I need your eyes focused over here. And for now, let's get focused over here as well. But I want you to kind of transfer back and forth so you'll be able to look at the numbers and know what each Roman numeral represents. All right. So I'm going to show you how I work my problems and how I teach my students. So first of all, X equals 10. So I will just write 10 right here. Now remember those rules. Those rules are going to have to apply, okay? I'm going to try to do as many of these as I can without keeping the video too lengthy. So I may just stop at 6, even though I have 16 examples here. So we have 10 and 5. Now because a larger Roman numeral is coming before a smaller Roman numeral, we will have to add those. So 10 plus 5 is 15. As you see here, we are going to be adding all of this. So I'm going to put my plus sign here. We have V is 5. So there's 5. And then I is 1. We have a larger Roman numeral that comes before a smaller Roman numeral. So that means that we have to add. So 5 plus 1 is 6. So I'm going to bring that 6 down. And I'm going to simply add. So 15 plus 6 is 21. All right, let's move on to number 2. We have X, X, X. Remember, they cannot repeat each other more than how many times? You got it. More than 3 times. So 10 and 10 and 10 is 30. Wonderful. We're going to bring down our order of operation, which is subtraction. Now, on this one, we have a smaller Roman numeral that comes before a larger Roman numeral. Does anybody remember what that rule was? So we have, actually I'm going to bring this down just a little bit because I need you to see something here. So I'm just going to write 10 plus 10 plus 10, and I'm going to say that is 30. So now we can bring that down. So now let's bring our order of operation. I hope you can see this because it's kind of small. Okay, so now we have 1. Now because this is a smaller Roman numeral in front of a larger Roman numeral, we have to subtract. So 1 minus 5, and V represents 5. That's going to be 4. So now we can do our subtraction, which is 30 minus 4, which is how much? 26. Let's move on to the next one. Not difficult, is it? It's not difficult. Okay, so now we have number 3. And the next set, I'm going to kind of space these out a little bit more, or I may put some over here or something. I need a little bit more writing room. Okay, so we have X is 10, so I'm just going to write this down. 10, 5, then we have 3 of these I's, so that's going to represent 3. Now we need to decide on if we need to add or subtract these. Now, so right now we have a larger Roman numeral in front of a lesser one, so we add here. Same thing here, we have a larger Roman numeral in front of a smaller Roman numeral, so that's addition. So 10 plus 5 plus 3, that's going to give us 18. We're going to bring that order of operation down, which is subtraction. I hope you can see that at the bottom. Then we have 10 right here. And we have a 1. So we have a larger Roman numeral in front of a smaller. So we're going to add those. Plus 1. Excuse me, 1 second. Let me get that together. I didn't mean to put that equal sign there. So we have 10 plus 1. We're going to bring that down. That's 11. All right, so 18 minus 11 is going to be 7. 7, 7, 7. All right, let's go on to some more. Let's work out a couple more. I know this looks like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, but it's not. So I'm going to just go ahead and keep rolling here. Okay, so for number 4, we have 10 and 10, and then we have 2. Okay, we're going to bring our order of operation down. We have X that represents 10, then we have V that represents 5. So we need to figure out what we need to do on this side of the order of operation and also on this side as well. So we're going to add, when you have 2 Roman numerals of the same value, you just simply add. So that's going to be 20. And then we have a larger in front of a smaller, so that's going to be addition as well. So all that's addition. Then we come here. We have to remember those rules. We have a larger in front of a smaller, so that's going to be addition as well. So now we're going to take care of this portion. We're going to take care of this portion. So this is 22 plus 15. You are going to take out your calculator and add that, but I already have the answers here because I've already pre-worked these out. And that is going to be 37. So how do you think that you would write 37 as a Roman numeral? I don't know if you can see this portion down here, but I'm going to go ahead and show you. Now remember, you can only repeat your Roman numerals 3 times, okay? So how do you think we need to write 30? If you said 3 X's, that is correct, because we have to get up to 35. So that's XXX. And then we need 7. So we can use a V for 5. So that's 35. And we can use 2 of those I's, 36 and 37. 10, 20, 35, 36, 37. Good. Okay. All right. Let's work out number 5 together. I think that'll be fine. I'm just going to draw a little line here so we don't get confused. All right. So we have 10 and 10. We know that 3 I's is 3 plus plus 1. And then we have an X, which is 10. All right. So we have 2 Roman numerals that are alike, 2 numbers that are alike, so that's addition. We also have a 10 in front of a 3, so that's a larger in front of a smaller, so thank you, that is addition as well. We can go ahead and add these together. That is going to be 23. We're going to bring down that order of operation, which is addition, but now we have a smaller number in front of a larger number. So yes, okay, sorry about that. Okay, so we have 23 plus 9, and I already have that written down. That is going to be 32. So how would we write 32 considering how we wrote 37? And I'm really hoping you can see this. I just checked on my camera, so I think that you can. So we have X, X, X. There's 30. So how would we write 2 as a Roman numeral? If you said I and I, that is absolutely correct. Okay, let's work out a couple more. Just gonna leave my camera running here. So we'll work out 2 more. All right, so how has everybody been doing? Everything is actually really good my way. I was sick for a couple of days. I actually thought I had the virus, but I believe it was just an allergy infection. So I just took a round of antibiotics. I had to go to the doctor, and because I was feeling really, really bad. Okay, let me make sure I have this written down because I am the world's worst at rewriting things. Okay, XL minus XV. All right, I feel like I need a little bit more room for this one. So let me scoochy. So we'll put number 7 over here. Okay, which is XXII minus XIV. Okay, I'm just going to stand back and make sure that I have that correct. Okay, let's continue on with number 6. So we have 10, which is X. We have L, which is 50. So now we've gotten into these. Then we are going to subtract, that's our order of operation right there. Then we have 10, and we have V, which represents 5. Okay, so now, since we have a smaller Roman numeral in front of a larger, we need to subtract. Right here, we have a larger in front of a smaller, so we can add those. All right, so there won't be any negatives when dealing with Roman numerals. So 50 minus 10 is going to be 40. We're still going to bring down our order of operation, which is subtraction. Then we're going to add these together, which 10 plus 5 is 15. And we are going to actually subtract those for number 6. We're going to subtract those. So that is going to be 25. Okay, so let me show you how to write 25 as a Roman numeral. And that's very easy. We have, I hope you can, let me move over here, okay, because I feel like you can't see this. So we have X, which is 20, and then V, which is 5, okay? All right, let's move on to number 7. Let me separate this because I don't want you to get confused with all that we have going on over there. Okay, number 7, we have X, X's are 10s. These I's represent 1. So we have 10 and 10, and then we're just going to go ahead and say 2. Minus 10 again, number 1, and 5. Okay. Do we need to do any subtraction here? No. We have 2 like Roman numerals, so we know that we'll be adding those. Then we have a larger Roman numeral in front of a smaller Roman numeral, so we'll be adding that. So we'll go ahead and add those together. That's going to be 22. Oh, and remember our order of operation, which is subtraction. And then we have 10 and 1, so that's addition. We have 1 and 5, so that's subtraction. Remember that? If you have a smaller Roman numeral in front of a larger, that's going to be subtraction. And remember that small little detail first. If you have a smaller Roman numeral that comes between 2 larger Roman numerals, we are going to do the subtraction first. Okay, so let's do that. So let's take care of that subtraction, which is 4. And then we have 10 still. This is the same 10. We're still going to bring down our plus, our addition. So now 10 plus 4 is 14. So now we are at 22 minus 14. And this is number 7. And that is going to give us 8. The way that we will write 8 as a Roman numeral set is going to be V, I. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay? If you can just hold on, just bear with me. I want to work out 2 more with you, okay? 2 more. Just 2 more, and then I'm going to let you go, as the church say. I won't hold you too long. Just give me just a moment. Just 2 more. I think we stopped off on number 7. So let's work out number 8, and let's work out number 9. Okay, number 8 says X, and work these out. Work these out as I'm writing them down. Go ahead. All right, X, V, I. All right, scoochie. X, V. I actually had someone to email me, which that was a really good question, because it doesn't matter what I tell you, because I'm not going to say any names. But their question was, would their wife still be able to get a job if she's pregnant in the pharmacy? We all know that most employers really, to me, they don't want to hire anyone that's pregnant, and which in reality that is discrimination. But throughout my entire life lessons, as far as jobs, most women know, don't tell a job that you're pregnant. Don't do that. Don't go into saying in the interview, oh, by the way, I'm prego. Don't do that. Whatever is not asked, don't tell, because once you get into that job, you know, they can't let you go because you're pregnant. But there are some people that may not want to hire someone that is pregnant. So just be smart about that. Because say for instance, I'm pregnant right now and I'm ready to change jobs. I'm not just going to go in and voluntarily say, hey, oh, by the way, you know, I'm pregnant. No. Just some things you need to keep to yourself until you got your foot in the door. All right. Okay. Moving right along. Okay. So we have 10 and 10. We're on the V, which is 5, and then we have 1. We're going to put our plus sign. Then we have 10 again. 1. I'm going to go ahead and make that a 1. And then 5. Okay, so now let's take care of this part right here. What's the first thing that you see? Do you see any subtraction here? I don't either. Okay, we have a plus sign here. 10 and 5, a larger before a smaller, so that's a plus. Larger before a smaller, that's a plus. Now, remember, this is our order of operation, so don't get confused. And plus, you won't get confused because this is just me writing in my handwriting. Everything that you do it with Roman numerals will be printed out, okay? So you'll know your order of operation. Okay, so we have a larger and a smaller, so that's plus. Now we have some subtraction because we have a smaller Roman numeral and a larger, so that's going to be our only subtraction right there. So we have 10 plus 10 plus 5 plus 1, which is 10, 25, 26. So that's 26. Bringing that plus sign down. Let's take care of our subtraction. 1 minus 5 is 4. We're going to bring down our 10. We're also going to bring down that plus sign is 4. Excuse me. Bringing down a plus sign is 4. Yeah. Okay, bringing down our plus sign. So 10 plus 4. Oops. Let me make that a little bit smaller. So 10 plus 4 is 14. Just a little bit smaller. It's 14. So now we need to add 26 plus 14, which is going to be 40. All right. So now the way that we are going to write 40, we are definitely not going to write 40 as this. Why are we not going to write 40 as this? Because the Roman numerals cannot repeat each other more than how many times? More than 3 times. Wonderful. All right. So what we can do is we can write this Roman numeral. We can say 10. Oh, excuse me. We can say X and what else? X and L. That's 40 because 10 minus 50 or 50 minus 10 is 40. Okay? All right. Let's move right on. I'm going to erase number 8 to give myself some room here because this looks like it's going to be a whopper. All right, so I'm just going to write this one in this whole middle section here. All right, so we have 10, 10, 10, V, minus 10 again, 1, and 10. Okay, so we have 10, 20, 30, 5. All of that is addition. All of that. Okay. There in this whole problem right here, there's not any smaller Roman numerals in place of a larger Roman numeral. Okay. So we have 35, 10, 20, 35, 35. All right, minus, and then we have 10, 1, and 10. So of course we have a larger in front of a smaller. That's addition. Now we have a smaller in front of a larger, so that's subtraction. So remember, we have to take care of that subtraction first, which is 9. We're going to bring down everything else. We're going to bring down our 10. We're going to bring down our plus sign. So that's 19, still keeping that subtraction, and 35. So 35 minus 19, and this is number 9, is going to be 16. 35 minus 19 is going to be 16. Now, how can you write 16 as a Roman numeral? I have X, V, and I, because that's 10, 15, and 16. All right. I hope this really helped you guys out. You can always rewind this and just play it back, and that's really all I have for you this evening. Like I said, if you would like to become a pharmacy technician, just check out that link and we will get you started. Y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.